All right, back. Do we have sound? Do we have sound? Let's see. Someone in the chat, let me know if we got sound. Yes. All right, sorry about that. Welcome to another episode of Smash Times Lead Therapy, kind of lead therapy. Man, what a maroon. What a rookie. I started a live stream and I don't do a sound check before. Oh my God. Sorry about that. I was over here talking to myself as I'm scrolling through the chats. what well, I was telling the world my secrets and nobody knows now. All right, real quick, let's go through. We got Triple H, we got Jeff Coleman, we have Jesus. What's up, Jesus? Dale, my man Dale. Fluffy, Eighth Hokage. Man, that's a tough one. Manuel, what's up? Felicia, Chicago Mike. I know. You know what it was? So I've had a plethora of issues lately, and my hard drive failed on the computer, and then I had a fan going out. So as I was monkeying around with all those cables and wires, I didn't plug my mic back in. My bad. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Rookie mistake. Ron, Joe Morris, Roger Ray. All right. Okay. Sounds back. Everything's good. Everything is good. Okay, so usually on Smash Time we do a EDC check, but let's do a temperature check. So everybody do where you're from and the temperature of is right now. Because let's see, Spring, Texas. I'm in Spring, Texas. Let's see what it is. 26 degrees. So I'm at 26 degrees. 26 for me. Man, that is cold. Holy smokes, man, that is cold. Jeff, you don't live too far from me, man. You should be down a couple more degrees too. 24 in Cinco Ranch. We Illinois is -1. Yeah, no thanks, James. That's no bueno. God, -1. That's when you can throw boiling water, I think, and it just turns into mist. 33 in Central PA. That's not too bad. 38's not too bad. East of Dallas is 15 degrees. Man. Mo Guns, less problems. We have a celebrity. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. 28 degrees. Oh, man. Yikes. 64 in SoCal. Ha, ha, ha. Very funny, Manuel. Manuel, where are you from? I'm originally from the 310 myself. Born and raised. 213. 213 was my original zip code. And then back, I think they split it when I was a kid and they put me in the 310. But it used to just be the 213. Those are LA zip codes. Felicia got 13 degrees. Oh my God. 46 in Atlanta. That's not bad. Heck, that ain't bad. Clyco 47. What's up, buddy? Hey, I'm going to be at the range on Tuesday. You should come hang out. I'm bringing some AK enthusiasts with me. Magnolia's 26. It's not bad. Fluffy, I've been looking for that hat all day, man. So when I was in Michigan, I bought one of those like Michigan hats with the fuzz on the sides. I can't find that goddamn hat. Literally all day. I've been looking for that hat all day. I cannot find it. It's driving me up the wall. Yeah, thanks, climate change. James Barnett says the wind chill is -30. Oh, God. Ugh. It's terrible. Riverside. I spent a lot of time in Riverside. It's a nice area. A lot of good places to eat in Riverside, too. 16, Palestine, Texas. Oh, that's terrible. Joe Moore says, my zip code is 187, ese. ¿Qué pasó? Oh, man. Wade, 23 degrees in Kentucky. 213, then 805. Yeah, right? This is the worst to me. I need the heat and humidity, says Mo. I don't know. I dig it. I like this once in a while. So, Houston, Texas is always humid and it's always kind of hot. So even when I go back to LA, there's no humidity. So it might be 70 degrees outside, but I'm always cold because when you don't have that humidity, it's pretty cold. Chicago Mike the Shooter, Yo Smash, EAA is coming out with a 2011 Witness. I know. It's going to be pretty cool. Price point on that is $1,000 even. Joe says it's supposed to be 16 inches of global warming tonight. Just another December day in Michigan. Oh my God. You're crazy. I can't do it. Oh man, we lost power, so Smash Time Live is all we have before we freeze. Clay, thanks, man. Thanks. I hope you come to hey, hit me up and come to the range with me on Tuesday, man. Yeah, I know you're not doing nothing. No one's working next week, bro. So come on, we'll do the range. We'll get some barbecue after. We'll have a good time. Bring the wife. We'll have a good time. Oh man. So yeah, so 20. So I kind of tricked all of you guys into coming into this live stream because I do have a special guest coming on tonight, a very special guest. It's someone that really doesn't need an introduction because if you've watched the channel, you know I'm a big fan of his. I've spent some time with him. I learned from the best. And if anybody knows about cold weather, it's going to be this guy. So without further ado, the one and only Dan, the firearm guy. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's happening? How are you?
Dude, not as cold as you, I bet.
Yeah, there's gonna be a winter storm here, and all the schools are closed, and everybody is kind of pushing the panic button. So, yeah, that's what's happening here.
Oh man, well at least you guys are ready for that kind of weather. In Texas, man, anytime it gets into the 30s, people freak out. Like I was at the local grocery store, and it looked like a scene out of Apocalypse Now or some kind of crazy 28 Days Later. People were grabbing bottles of water, freaking out, and I was just in there to get Tic Tacs or something. I don't know. I was like, you guys need to calm down.
Well, it all boils down to preparation. Most households have enough food in their cupboards currently to last quite a while. Even if you end up drinking your own syrup, for survival purposes, you should be fine. If a storm is what motivates you to go and pack up a bunch of food and water and everything, you are far behind.
Oh, I know it. When I first moved, I don't know if I've told you the story, but when I first moved to Houston, Texas from California, the day after I got here, truck full of boxes, we had a hurricane. I forget which one it was, about 12 years ago. So anybody in Houston can probably tell me. And, I was brand new to Houston. I'm outside with my, video camera. And then all of a sudden the carport gets ripped off in front of me like a little tornado. I'm like, okay, I guess you go inside now. But I barely had silverware. I didn't have a can opener. I had no food, no two bottles of water, nothing. And I spent 9 days in the dark, complete pitch black in an apartment with all electric. So I couldn't take a shower. I took showers, but they were freaking cold. I looked like a hobbit. I remember I was heating up tea over a candle in a coffee cup for 30 minutes, trying to heat up some tea. It was unbearable. Unbearable.
And how many times did you say to yourself, I will never be put in this position again?
Oh, every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went down the street and paid $9 for one AA battery.
Whoa. So
yeah,
I would have to bet that having that experience, gone through it and everything, you probably will, since then, you've always been somewhat prepared.
Oh, I am beyond prepared. I don't have to leave my house for 6 months.
Yeah.
I can do 6 months standing in my head. Easy.
You have a generator?
That's the only thing I don't have.
You can get them from Harbor Freight cheap.
Well, I want to do a generator and add it to the natural gas line and get a dual fuel generator.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the only chink in my armor is a generator.
Well, in the meantime, you can get one just to put on a couple space heaters and keep the refrigerator cold.
I have a Jackery 1000 watt deal that'll power the fridge for 2 days.
Oh, that's good.
So it'll power the fridge for 2 days. Plus the fridge will stay cold for a couple days on its own.
Right.
So I know I need a generator. Everyone in the chat. Oh, Hurricane Ike. Yeah, that was it. Hurricane Ike. Terrible, man. Oh my God. And I lived in the Galleria area in a really nice apartment complex. I mean, doctors, lawyers, nurses, really, really nice. 5 days with no power, not even a light on the street. And people were started banding together in like groups. And it got pretty nuts. Like it got pretty bananas in there.
Yeah.
It's amazing how people went from sophisticated to downright nuts in just 5 days with no power. I mean, it got nuts, like pretty bananas.
Well, and that just shows the potential of what could happen. People will go nuts. And when we had the blackout, had to be 15 years ago, there were people running around. There was, and you didn't experience that where you were, but in the Midwest, all the power went out for about 5 days. No gas, no electricity, nothing. And it was hot. And people were running around, literally running around. They thought it was a terrorist attack.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. Let's see. AAA says chest freezer is a good investment, stays cold longer. You know what? I was just going to pull a trigger on a chest freezer, but they didn't have them in stock. I wanted a particular one, and they didn't have the size I wanted at Home Depot, so I didn't get it. Chicago Mike is stunned I don't have one. Yes, I know. I had one. It broke, and I didn't want to fix it, so I chucked it. Northern Tool for generators. Yeah. Oh, man, it was terrible. It was terrible. So, Dan, we were talking earlier today about these crazy websites. You were telling me there's websites out there. I don't know if you guys in the chat know this. There's two-way websites that do gun reviews, product reviews that are just made up. It's some guy sitting in a booth overseas, not even in the United States, and he cuts and pastes like top 10 this, top 5 that, and then he does an auto-tune deal where it'll read a script. So he'll type a script out and it'll just read it, and then he'll just cut and paste all this other stuff. The guy's never even touched a real gun before.
There are a lot of them, and they're popping up all over the place, not only in the gun world, but they've stepped into this space. I have to correct you on one point. You said they type in stuff. They don't type in anything. They'll go to a product review that somebody else wrote, or straight from the manufacturer's website, copy and paste it, put it into a converter, steal shooting scenes from me and probably you and so many others, put little 3-second clips in there, and then they'll take pictures. The editing is amazing, but it is so fake, and they are killing it on YouTube. And it's been really something. I made a video on it. I've been on the offensive, getting these people blocked because they have used so much of my content, and I've learned a lot. This is an organized group of people who are only there to cash in on AdSense. They could care less about the 2A community. They know very little about it. They're doing it in all genres, all topic matters throughout the web, concentrating on YouTube, and they are killing it. Now, what bothers me the most is we have people in the 2A community that are following these people as if they know what's going on. If you're the type of person who gets caught up in the editing and the flash and the shall I say, the excitement of it all, the best guns for the zombie apocalypse, and you get into that, perhaps you may like that, but I tell you what, you're watching something from somebody who has never held a gun. They never bought a box of ammo. And I had people, when I made the video, say, well, how do you know? Well, now it's confirmed. I have learned a lot about this. I've made it my business, and it is confirmed. One person is in the Netherlands. Another person is in California, a Vietnamese guy. They don't have half the stuff that they are claiming to be experts on. And we have people.
I will give them credit. I will give them credit. It does take a lot of time to edit all that stuff together. And the videos do look pretty good spliced together. The quality looks pretty even.
But you know what? That's like going to a restaurant, ordering a steak and being served a bologna sandwich. They didn't do anything. They literally, and I don't even think they're editing. There are teams of people, and they have a team, and they're in the stock market videos. They're in the guns. They went heavy in guns because people are starving for flash and flare and things like that, and they are doing very well. They're using people who have experience, people who actually bought the ammo, bought the gun, reviewed the gun. They're using those shooting clips to support their video, but they really don't have much to offer other than editing. And they're good editors. I will agree with you there. And they make the titles and they copy and paste stuff, put it into a text converter, and it's fake. It's all fake.
Yeah, those titles, actually, anytime you go, any genre, cooking, reviews, electronics reviews, top 5 this, top 10 this, top 5 that, top 2, 2022. I mean, those top 5s, I mean, people search that. What is the top 10 generators for a house? And, you know, those videos, there's a plethora of them out there. Clayco47 in the chat says he knows a channel just like that.
Yeah, let me guess, Clayco, Madman Review. And when I made the video, I specifically did not mention any of the channels because I didn't want to give them any coverage where somebody's going to say, well, let me go check them out and then get caught up into their content, which is the exact opposite of my goal. My goal was to tell these people, you are being scammed. You are being led astray. You are watching this and it looks good. It sounds good, but these are people with no experience. And not only do they not have experience, but they're just copy and pasting information. And, you know, you mentioned the top 10. I've done top 10s. I've done top 15s. These are all guns that I have handled, that I own, that I've even borrowed and taken to the range just to make this review. I put so much energy into having this happen. I've gone to the gun store and bought specific guns that I wanted to use in that video, then took it to the range. I had a huge time and financial investment into this. These clowns are just taking pictures and videos. They didn't make an investment. Instead, they're cashing in on all that AdSense money and they're crushing it. They're crushing it. Yeah. And these are teams of people. And when we spoke earlier, I said they are like the person who has all these bums, if you will, that are dropped off at street corners, have a sign, we'll work for food. They're not going to work. They don't want to work. They just want free money and people give it to them and it motivates them to continue and grow their population of beggars, and they drop them off and they pick them up, and however they split the proceeds is up to them. But it's not real. You're not helping anybody. These people in the 2A community, they jump into our space. They're not helping anybody. In fact, they're making us all a little bit dumber because they never, you know, they never offer an opinion on a gun. They'll offer what somebody else said and have it converted, and it sounds good. And I even watched one person put all this pro 2A stuff in the community post. Really didn't do anything. Just copied memes and threw them in there like they're all pro 2A. Really, they're not even American.
Yeah. Jeff Coleman says, do you watermark your videos? You know, I've never even thought about watermarking my videos. I don't think I've ever had someone steal my content. I'm not that good.
Well, there is one thing that you will notice in very fine print, and I'm talking about my spots that they stole. in very fine print on the left-hand corner of the screen, it says the firearm guy. Okay. So they claim they're giving credit. They're not giving credit. You can't even read it. And even if they did, I don't want their credit. I don't want my stuff stolen on some phony wannabe reviewer.
Yeah,
They're
100%.
only there to get the clicks, and they're getting them. And it's really irritating me. And I see I went on a couple of these and I saw my people leaving comments. And I say my people who follow me that I know. And I said, what are you doing? Why are you commenting? They're like, oh, yeah, I got this gun. Oh, yeah, it's great. You'll never get a reply. You'll never.
Yeah, they don't reply to their stuff. Real quick, everybody, this is Dan, the man, the firearm guy. If you're not a subscriber to his channel, I'm going to put a link to his channel in the comments. Please like, subscribe. This guy has some great stuff. Solid. So, Tom is asking for it as I speak. So, Tom, there you go, man. There's a link to his channel. Please like, subscribe. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Tom. Thank you.
And then we also
and
have
thank you, Smash. Once again, good to be on your show. This is probably my 6th or 7th time on.
4th.
And,
oh, wait, no. We did the Michigan one, 5th.
Oh,
that was fun, man.
That was fun.
We had quite a bit of Kool-Aid that night. It was all right.
Yeah, and what was interesting to me is I suffer from old man syndrome. Okay, I know what I know, and to venture away from that is a big deal. Smash shows up in Michigan. He's got little microphones with dead cats on them. These little things that are portable. We put them all over. We spread them out. We got the lighting, everything. I was like, whoa, this is like a production, man. Then he had a makeup artist come in. He didn't even know
whatever. Trust me, there's no makeup helping this mug. We also got Triple H with a $5.56 super chat. Triple H, thanks, man. All the money that's donated to the channel goes right back into the channel.
I like the way he came with 556.
Yeah, I know. That's my man, Triple H. Triple H. Joe says, I saw some of your footage on Madman. Oh.
Okay, so let me talk about that, Joe, and I'll be quick because I don't want to take over the show here. But I reported Madman, and they counterclaimed me. And then I went on. I had to go on the defensive. I reported him 3 times. I had one video removed. It looks to be like that video is going to be back on live because he counterclaimed. I had to answer these questions. I had to answer specific questions on why I feel this is a legitimate copyright claim. They took my content, and in the answer I left, I said, when you make a copyright claim and it's a 6-second spot, let's say, you are allowed to claim that 6-second spot, but you can't claim anywhere else. And so what I mentioned was, if the YouTube reviewer watched more than that 6-second spot and they got to know who I am, they would see I'm all throughout the video.
Right.
So they look at that 6-second spot and says, well, did this really hurt you? Well, keep watching. You'll see me here. You'll see me there. Madman Review is averaging between 150 and 175,000 views a day. You know how many I'm getting? 25,000. This guy's crushing it. And it's maddening because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about.
It is frustrating, but I mean, God, man, is it a winnable fight? I don't know. Well, he does take really good thumbnails, though. Those are great thumbnails. He finds very good thumbnails.
It's a team of people, though. That's what I've learned. It's a team of people from not just that, but other people. The guy in the Netherlands, I put claims on them. I had his videos removed. He offered to pay me cash money to remove the strikes. I didn't respond. And then what happened was he put a counterclaim on me. And in order for me to win this battle, I have to start a lawsuit in the Netherlands. And so what's going to happen is YouTube's going to, and I have 10 days to respond. So this is like, somebody, a drunk driver hitting your vehicle, injuring your kid. You go to sue them for injuring your kid, and they countersue you saying, well, you shouldn't have been on the road with your kid at that time because, it was raining out and it was very dangerous, and forget the fact that they were drunk driving and your kid's now injured. This is equivalent, not as gruesome and horrible as that, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
And so what we have here are a bunch of scammers who not only know how to make nice videos and thumbnails, but they also know ways to continue to do what they're doing. They know the YouTube terms of service better than anybody. And you got somebody overseas. What are you going to do? Hop on a plane and travel to the Netherlands and show up at their court just to lose?
There's not a whole lot, man. So Joe has a good point. If the channel has narration but no host, it's probably fake. That's true.
That
Jeff
is
has another
true.
comment.
And Joe, you'll also find
review
those
firearm.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so I'm sorry. So Jeff also had a comment. Jeff Coleman, to properly review a firearm, you need to set at least 300 rounds minimum down its barrel. That is true. And also you need to mag dump it a few times. Like Dan loves it when you mag dump.
I hate mag dumps.
But it's fun.
It doesn't do anything. It does. Well, I understand why you do it, because you said you like to slow-mo a mag dump, and I understand that point, and it does look kind of cool when you do that. But when you just pop, 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 it's like, who really does that? But you know what? Who am I to say? I do things my way. You're a better editor than I am, and I've been at this way longer.
No, I just, you know what it is with mag dumping? Not mag dumping. It's like if you're shooting, like say you're shooting a really nice 1911, nice pistol, and you're shooting and the group's really tight, and you're like, man, how fast can I shoot it and keep that group before it starts to really spread out? Or how fast can I shoot this steel at 15 yards before I start missing? Because I don't know, I just like it. It's a challenge.
Well,
to me.
that's you know, if I'm not against mag dumping, I just don't do it.
Yeah, it is hard on the pocketbook though. So we got Bill Alexander in the chat. Welcome to the channel. Again, I'm going to put a link to Dan's channel in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe to his channel. He'd greatly appreciate it.
How many viewers do we have there, Smash?
About 40.
Okay. I just want to make one point before we move on, if we're going to move on. If you are currently subscribed to one of these clowns, I want you to understand, and I had a lot of my people that were. When I made the video, I found out a lot. And I had people saying, oh, sounds like you're just jealous. It's not that I'm jealous. If somebody puts in the work and they actually have experience and they put in a financial investment, which is also something, I'm going to come back to that, then I'm going to give them all the credit in the world. I have been at this long enough to see people who started after me and totally blow me away. And in all fairness, I have been on the opposite end of that. And it's not a competition. There's room for everybody. But when people steal content, whether it's a writer, I've got written reviews out there. They could be copy and pasting stuff that I wrote, then take my own video to support what I wrote, and they're taking credit for it and cleaning up on AdSense. So the point I want to make is, if you're subscribed to these idiots, and they are idiots, by the way, I've only told you a fraction of what I learned the last 2 weeks. You are supporting not the 2A, not a legitimate gun reviewer, but a YouTube whore. And that YouTube whore is scamming you, and they're cashing in, and they have ads all over the place. And it's a team of people, not just 4 or 5 or 6. There are all these people, and they're taking advantage of the American gun community, and it's working, and it's driving me nuts. So it's not a matter of jealousy. It's a matter of my heartfelt thoughts for the people who are true 2A supporters getting completely scammed, and it's wrong. And
yeah, it's frustrating.
They are whores, and we're being used as the male talent, if you will.
Mo Guns, Less Problems. He made us get some of those mics also. Nice. I'm glad you got some of those mics, because I was showing them to them, and it's so cool how you can put them so far away, and they just, I mean, you can capture with this left and right mic, those dual mics from Rode. I mean, you can capture about 20 feet of, space. I mean, you get a lot of it. You got to experience it. They're pretty cool. They're very cool. We have a super chat, 5.45 from Clyco 47. Thanks, brother. I would appreciate that.
See, I like that
5.45. I
too.
wish I had more guns in that caliber. I wish I
Yeah.
had more of that caliber. Let's see what else we got here.
He asked, "What's your favorite crime?"
So if you ever watch Kleiko, say if you go to SHOT Show, he's doing a very serious interview with like Kalashnikov USA, and he's like, Dave, this and that, blah blah blah. And he goes, by the way, as he wraps it up, what's your favorite crime? And most people, Dan, they just what favorite crime? Some people will answer it though. Some people just answer it. Plagiarism, or what's your favorite crime? I don't know.
Is Clayco the guy you had on when you had your AK chat?
Yes, he is the AK guru. He
Yeah.
runs that event out here called Kalash Bash.
Right. That's the guy. He was good. And actually, Clayco, I want to thank you because you confirmed my AK. You said just get a oh geez, now it's slipping me. M help me, Clayco. Gosh, I can't even think of the name of my AB2. Maybe you can help me out. I can't even think of the name of my AK. Anyhow, I wish I didn't even bring it up now.
Rachel says Mag Dumps is where it's at. It's the circle of life. That's his
you guys are supporting this. Now this guy's gonna be doing mag dumps left and right, and I'm trying to get him to stop.
Well, Rachel is actually Clayco's one and only. So they are mag dumping fiends. You know what's so funny? I could picture them now with the power out around a cell phone, watching this as their only entertainment. You poor bastards.
On a Friday or a Thursday night.
Yeah, the M10. Was it the M10?
No.
God damn, that Alzheimer's gets you right when you least expect it.
Yeah. I'd grab it now, but we'd get bounced or
M70.
Yep, that's it. M70 AB2. You actually said during that chat, I watched the entire thing, and you did a great job. But you mentioned the M70 solid AK, and what I did though, I made a mistake. I changed out the trigger, and I started getting light primer strikes with some steel case. And so I changed it out to they don't make them anymore. Boy,
Clay sent you in the chat. What trigger should he put in that gun now? I have a feeling I know.
Yeah, the original's gone. I don't know where it's at.
So he lost the original trigger. What trigger should he put in that M70 AB2?
The AB2 part is the underfolder.
Oh, is that what that stands for? Because I have no clue what AB2 stands for.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is
a sweet AK.
Man, Clay has got me. I found one of his videos, and I found a couple of his videos, and I know he shot. So I was watching his video, and I saw that he shoots at the same place I do, Renaissance Shooting Club in Magnolia, Texas. And I was like, man, I got to meet this guy because I got to see what this AK stuff is all about, because I'm like, AKs, I don't want to AKs. And I shot a couple of his. Now I got 3. I freaking love him. I'm an AK fan. Well, the AKV9 isn't really an AK. It's AK-ish. ALG trigger. That's it. That's the one I was trying to think of. So that's the one you should get. ALG makes like the cream of the creme.
Okay.
All right here. ALG, if you get light primer strikes, the ALG extra power hammer spring is your friend. Ooh, that sounds sexy.
That's good. That's good advice.
Power hammer.
Keep that on there for a second. I'm going to take a picture of that so I don't forget it. See, I told you guys I have technology that's the size of an ant. Okay,
That's good. What makes you, Dan. That's what makes you, buddy.
Hey, you AK guys out there, I was one of the fortunate ones that got a Malat Vepr AK-308, and Smash, I think I told you the Malat factory burned down. They sent 300 to the US. I got in on it, and it was imported by the Fime Group. So I got this thing. I think I paid $1,100 or $1,200 for it. The Malat factory burned down. Then you had all this tension between Russia and the U.S., and no more came in. So the value of that rifle, which is a premier rifle, it is in 308 and AK, it is so nice. It's got a side folder.
What do you think it's worth?
Like 2,500.
Oh wow, just because the rarity.
Yeah, and it's
Actually,
only been.
you know what, Dan? If you find the right guy who has to have it, sky's the limit. There's a couple things I learned about AK people. They are from every spectrum of the world. Like Tuesday, I'm going to go shoot with a huge AK guy. He might be watching. He's a pretty cool guy. Very suit and tie, but listens to death metal. You wouldn't even know it. And you have very rich people, broke people. I mean, every spectrum of the gun world on the AK side is represented in the AK market. I mean, you just can't tell. There's not one specific AK person. They're all a little crazy, but in a good way.
Yeah, and you could have the biggest dork in the world in that circle, and if you say the wrong thing, this guy's ready to go 10 rounds with you.
Yeah, AK people are very
passionate. You don't want to mess with them. You don't want to mess with them. You better know what you're talking about, and I can't say I do. I mean, I have what I have, and that's what I know. I didn't even know the name of my AK, so you don't want to mess with them. They're very wise, and they have their craft honed in very well.
Yeah, and just don't ask them their opinions on a Vesca. They will tear you apart. Joe Moore says, I'd like to Vepr 308 Hunters. They had nice furniture.
Yeah, the old ones had the furniture. I should say the old ones. They're still on the market. They actually have one in 7.62, the Mosin round by 54, and it's super cool.
Will says, dang man, I got to get on this Tuesday AK range day. Yeah, you're a member at Renaissance. I'll be there Tuesday. We'll be shooting AKs, a couple AKs, a couple ARs, and just having a good time. I might actually have, I don't even want to say it. I told you what 2 pistols I saw today, Dan. I might have one of those with me on Tuesday. Holy smokes. When you guys see this gun, you're going to flip your flip lid. It is banana pants. Bananas. Amazing. Is Survival Gear one of the unethical channels?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's funny. I ran into one of those. I was looking for a new router at the house, and it was a top 10 came up, top 10 routers, and it was very robotic. And you could tell he just took all this stuff from these websites and just listed them top 10.
Yeah. And imagine if you're one of the guys that actually went out and got this survival gear, you paid money, you took the time and energy to review it, and they just take and steal your spots, your video spots, and just steal it. And there's not much you could do about it. And then you have your people going over there, and then later you see that they're out viewing you 4 and 5 to 1.
I know.
By doing nothing.
I know it sucks, man. I mean, it's frustrating, but there's not a whole lot you can do. I mean,
but
if you had the bankroll to really, if you had like Elon Musk money to go shut them down, then by all means,
I'd shut them all down.
But are you really going to spend thousands of your own dollars for a lawyer to?
Well, I told you, I'm so upset about this that I contacted my lawyer today because I have to have a lawsuit within 10 days. And I asked my lawyer, I said, let's create a lawsuit. Let's go to war and see what happens. If I lose, I lose. At least I'll go down swinging. But if I win,
Dan's going to war with the Netherlands. He's declared it right now. Who needs the Senate to confirm?
Well, if I can win the Netherlands, if I can win that case, that tells me I can win any case.
Right. Dale said, if you pick me up, hey man, I'll pick you up, but we're not stopping at McDonald's. But we'll go to the range. I'll pick you up. You're on the way. Triple H says, Smash Time. My brain is exploding trying to watch you and Santi at the same time. Is Santi on right now too? I'm sorry, man. I try to schedule my stuff on days where I don't think anybody's on. And sometimes you just get crisscrossed. The worst is Saturdays. Don't ever try and schedule a live stream Saturday because nobody's going to watch it. Man. So you just reviewed the Ruger 380. Tell us about that pistol. Did you How much did you get it for? I mean, I think the street price on it's about 300, 3.25.
Well, the MSRP is 369.
So street price is going to be around 299.
After some time, it has to once it gets circulated around and everybody got theirs. And if you look at Ruger and Smith and Wesson, those two specifically, they come out with pretty fair MSRPs. Then, of course, you have the people that run straight to the gun store to pick them up. The real attractive ones maybe like there are a lot of people that really aren't 380 guys anymore. But what Ruger's marketing it to are primarily, I consider them women and senior citizens, people who want less recoil. It's got a light recoil spring, so it's easy to charge, and it's a pretty ergonomic gun too. And the Security 9 series, well, the two,
but it's not really that compact, right? It's not like a micro.
No, it's not.
So it should shoot really nice.
And that was part of the plan too, was, hey, you could take this thing to the range, you could practice. Yeah, you pay a little more for 380, but you have a good time because you're not dealing with the recoil. People like you and I don't feel the recoil, but some people really do. Some people are very recoil sensitive. So you got a lighter shooting round, you have a light rack, you have a mid-size handgun, and you have it priced right. But one of the points I was going to say is once it gets out there and the people who ran after them got them, then you'll see the price drop. And Ruger's one of those companies that actually raised the MSRP quite a bit during the gun buying surge of COVID and the riots and everything else. And so if you look at the original Security 9, boy, it used to be MSRP right around the same. Now it's like 460, 470, and it used to be like 360, 370. But I can't just point out Ruger. CZ's done it. So many have done it. Springfield Armory did it.
I need a new 380 right now because I have a ton. During the pandemic, for some reason, I just acquired probably about almost 1,000 rounds at 380. I got to get something to shoot it. So I saw that and I'm like, man, maybe I could do $300. Let's check the chat. Dale says, okay, man, I'm telling you, if anybody wants to do Renaissance Shooting Club, I mean, you got to be a member or you got to want to be a member because, I don't think he just wants a bunch of people showing up. But the people I'm bringing are either members or they're really seriously thinking about being a member. Come on out. Tuesday, we'll be there at 9:30, 10 o'clock. We're going to be shooting a bunch of guns, having a good time. Rachel, you don't have to bring Clay with you. Just come hang out with the boys. For the boys, bring some cool AK stuff. We'll send Clay a bunch of pictures while he's, doing his job. We'll have a good time. Gort says the Ruger LCP Max has held its original price pretty well. That's true. And Triple H with a $10 super chat. My man. Thanks, buddy. I do appreciate it. Triple H has been, a channel supporter since almost the very, very beginning. So I really appreciate it.
Is he the one that gave 5.56?
I believe so. Yes.
Now he's giving 10 millimeter.
Oh, yeah, man.
He's thinking. God,
I want a 10 mil so bad. I want a new 10 mil so bad. It's just they're so expensive to shoot.
Cosane Arms, get it cost 21.
God, I've never tried to review 3 guns at once, and that was really hard.
Do you remember how I struggled when those optics were a little off?
Yeah, well, those are Mike's guns. So everyone doesn't know. We had those 3 Cosane Arms that I had in my last video. Dan reviewed them. I brought him up to Michigan. He reviewed them. So Dan is a right-hand shooter, but he's left-eye dominant. So his optic, for me anyway, is always a little off. For him, he's a tack driver. He can drill out holes. And it's always kind of wonky. But I think since you adjusted it, I was able to shoot a little bit better. But that 4.25 was, man, I hated giving that one back.
Yeah, that one was sweet.
That is
a
gray one pistol. Like if I get my hands on one, I'm gonna try and get a 4.25. I think it's a rock solid.
Yeah,
that is true, Jeff. I was at Bass Pros today. Tons of 380, tons and tons of 380 at Bass Pro. Pricey, but they have it. Joe Moore says marketed like the Smith & Wesson Shield Easy project was.
Yes, same idea. and very similar to the Walther CCP.
Michael Clark, man, I'm telling you, Michael Clark, I'm hunting someone down from Savage right now to try and get my hands on that 1911. I'm curious. It looks stunning. But does it shoot? I've sent 3 emails today just to random people at Savage. I'm like, hey man, who do I gotta talk to? What leg do I gotta hump? People call us shills, and I don't believe that's true at all. People say, hey, they just give you free stuff. Like what? A hat? Come on.
Springfield's very generous, so I got the coffee mug and the
company.
cookies and the coffee and everything. They're very generous.
Oh, did they send you a box?
Yeah.
I gobbled those cookies up.
Oh, by the way, if anybody here is interested in the entire Springfield line of handguns or of 1911s, just yesterday I wrote the review and I made the video about a month ago, and it was so much work, but they just published it yesterday, and it's on the Armory Life website, and now they're doing print. This was so much work, and I had to order and get every 1911 that Springfield offers, and I currently still have them, and I have to send them back because I got it for the review. But if you want, if you're interested in all the Springfield 1911s, I've got them all there. 10-minute video. I believe there are about 10.
Got the armorylife.com.
Yes.
Oh man, let me see if I can find that real quick, and I'll put a link. Dale says no one needs a 380. That's not true, Dale. Clyco47, a channel called Click Clack is the one that did the fake review channels. Top 5 AK video that made me hot. Yep. I know it, man. It might have used some of your content. That would really piss me off.
Now you get it. Now you get it. And so when it was mine, it was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Now it would really piss you off.
Yeah. So Will says, I'm going to come out since I'm a member. I'll bring some AKs. Nice. Rachel says, I'm down. Hey, Rachel, if you come hang out, lunch is on me after. All the barbecue you want. Now watch. I hope she's not vegetarian. I just probably insulted her. Cannot drive until clear. Don't worry, Dale. I'll come get you, bro. We'll have a good time. Bring your walker. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Dale. Please don't kick my ass. Dale just recently had several vertebrae fused together. Oh, God.
I know a lot about that.
Oh, did you have one of those?
No, but my wife did. And she's like this thin, and she had it both in her neck and her back. And the first time in the back, they loosened up, so she had to have them all ripped out and put in again. Yep, took over a year.
Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
It's unbelievable.
Triple H, please ask Dan the man, do you have battery issues with the temps that we experience?
I did. I put a real nice brand new battery in. Are you talking about with video cameras, or are you talking about with vehicles?
Probably vehicles.
Yeah, vehicles. Yeah, I went to AutoZone and asked for their very best battery, and I put it in just because of that.
Fluffy says a local gun store has a Smith & Wesson 1066 in 10 mil for $1,000. God, is that a good deal? I don't know.
Well, it's an older gun, and so if you're into that, yeah, I mean, they're becoming more and more rare.
Shacking Greg says, what's up, guys? What's up, man? Michael Clark says, love the look of the new Savages. If I had one, I would send it to you to shoot. I love the Dan Wesson look. Yeah, they do kind of look very similar to the Dan Wesson style, but man, I saw on Instagram Savage 1911, and that blew me away because I didn't know they made 1911s. I think this is their first one. I'm not sure. Pretty sweet. Robert Vick is in the chat. What's up, Robert? How's it going, bud?
Boy, he mentioned Dan Wesson.
That owned by
Dan Wesson came out with a double stack 9 1911 that blew me away. and I can't think of the name of it because
Recently?
no, about 4 years ago. But I walked away from shot. I go, that's a gun I cannot live without. I need to
Did they
have that.
release it?
No, no. They once COVID hit, they essentially just let it go. I don't know where it stands right now, but I'm gonna look at it right now because
Because
this
that was
thing
a
is
story. That was a story with Savage too. Because you know, I'm in sales. That's my job to find people that don't want to be found. And so I go everywhere, videos, articles. I'll try and find anybody I need to talk to get my hands on these certain guns. And I was seeing videos of this Savage 1911, some 2020 shot show.
yeah.
So it's been out, but then they said since COVID, they just couldn't do anything. They couldn't release it or fine tune it until recently.
They couldn't get parts.
Yeah.
That's what happened with so many new releases. You look at even the budgets, the Sky DVG1. That you got it, Jeff, right there. DWX. Thank you.
Yeah, the DWX.
The Dan Wesson DWX. When you hold that, every now and again you hold a gun and you say there's something. It's like holding a fine woman. It's like there's something about this that it's just I just don't want to let go. That's how I felt when I held the DWX, and they had it in two sizes, and it was mind-boggling, and it was beautiful, and it just felt just so in tune with me and the way I think. It was just like a natural. It's like going into a house and you look around, and you say, "This is the one for me." It's just the way it feels. That DWX is phenomenal, and then they just kind of let it go. And I was told by the people of CZ, it's gonna be a while. I mean, it's just like, but yeah.
Oh, you were talking about his optic batteries. I change all my batteries every year, regardless.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, optic batteries. Yes, in weather like this, I take a couple because it will drain quick.
Yeah, I change my stuff every year. Like my birthday, I always take the whole day, and I only have like 4 or 5 optics. Wow,
Well, it's good to keep those CR22s. Just they're cheap. Keep them in the range bag.
Yeah. Let's see. Joe Moore says grabbed a like new in the box 7-shot SS Ruger GP100.
Yes, oh my gosh, $550. How did you do that, Joe? I made a video talking about 2 guns I'm selling to get a specific gun, and that's the one, the 7-shot stainless steel GP100 with the 4.2-inch barrel. And I said, this is going to be about $900. And I see you got one for $550. Take my money, please. I want that so bad.
Yeah. Triple H, yeah. Honestly, I don't. We have the heat though. I mean, heat will do a number on batteries also, but not like the cold. I tell you, man, I had so much footage I filmed, Dan, of us shooting at that gun range where I'm halfway through a sentence and I'm just like, forget it. I mean, that cold weather was draining, and I was not ready for it. Not at all.
It wasn't even that bad. Like, since then, if you thought that was bad, it gets. I've got several times I've been to the range. I've made videos in 0 degree. Your snot freezes up.
Well, that's the thing too. So half of that, so I had a whole bunch of video I shot with that Springfield, St. Victor, and 9mm up in Michigan. But I had this giant booger hanging off my nose, runny nose right here. It's the whole video. I couldn't post any of it. It looked ridiculous.
I was wondering because I didn't see much footage from.
Yeah, it was gross. It was gross. It was grossing me out, and I didn't want people to say, "Yeah, look at your boogers." So I was like, "Nah."
And they would too.
Yeah, people are like, "Why do you shoot with your eyes closed?" Sometimes I don't know, because I feel like it.
Hey, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
The first time we went into the range in the woods, you seemed shocked. You go, "This is it? This is your range right here?" Do you remember that?
Yeah, because I have to drive an hour to go to a range. Dan, literally, we leave his house, we drive around the corner range.
Yeah.
We just pull off in the woods, and there's a gun range with a berm and everything right there. Like, what?
That's
Man,
why. Okay. I just thought you meant it looks different on video.
it does look bigger on video, but man, I was crazy how it's like right there. 10 minutes from it's what, 10 minutes? Not even 10 minutes.
4.5 miles.
Yeah, come on.
We could have taken the golf cart.
Yeah, right. It would have been freezing. Triple H says our wind chill is what kills us up here. Oh man, today. So I took the kids to jujitsu, and it was 29 degrees, but that wind was whipping down, and whew, man, it's it was 65 3 hours before that, and it got it was cold. Don't forget that thumbs up. That's right. Don't forget that thumbs up.
So is HHH in Michigan?
Yeah, Triple H, you're up that way, aren't you? Closest range to me is Carter's. See, Jeff, I can't stand Carter's. It's a nice range. It's a public range, but the RSO, he's in North Dakota. Well, that's pretty freaking cold too. But the RSO, man, at Carter's, they're kind of jerks. 1 shot per second, and they hound you, and then you pay per gun, and you pay per hour.
Whoa.
So if you go, you spend about the last time I went to Carter's with 3 guns, I was $70 in before I even went outside. Forget that.
Yeah. What do they care how many guns you have? That's irrelevant.
And then they put tags around the triggers so they can tell that they checked it in. It's just a pain, man.
Yeah, I've been to
like
one of those ranges before. One time.
I don't like it. Plus, I don't like going to. Honestly, I don't like going to public ranges. It's super dangerous. Mr. Guns and Gear posted another thing where a guy rents a gun, walks in, and blows his brains out in the gun range.
That happens.
That happens a lot,
actually.
And I don't want to be around that stuff. Because what if he decides to take a few people with you, with him before he goes?
A couple of years ago around here, some lady brought her son. They rented a couple guns. The kid was all excited, thought they were going to shoot some guns. He was shooting. She grabs one, blows his brains out, puts it to her head, blows her brains out, and everybody else has to clean up the mess and call 911. Like
that was a bunch of years ago,
they drag out the bodies, but you clean the mess.
That was that was a bunch of years ago. I remember watching that video.
Yeah, really, really something.
Yeah, it's weird. I started watching those videos. I was working graveyard, and man, it started really messing with me. So I had to stop watching them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff it really desensitizes you to that.
Yeah,
that's terrible. They stopped doing the tag gun. Good, because that was terrible. Nutty, dang, been missing Smash Live with the Firearms guys as well. Shoot, nice. It's good to see you online, buddy. Let's see. So what else you got coming up? So I have in my little hand, I know you got yours. SHOT Show. Mm-hmm. Yay. Everyone knows how much you love going to SHOT Show. So in case you guys don't know, Dan really doesn't like going. He's been to what, 10, 15 SHOT shows?
No. 8 or 9.
Well, one off. See, I went last year.
Probably closer to 8.
Last year was my first time. I had the time of my life. I thought it was the best show ever. And I was like, Dan, man, how'd you like the show? He's like, nah, it kind of sucked.
It was horrible. It was the worst. It was by far the worst SHOT Show. Now, I did enjoy the lighter crowds because it gets crowded, like super crowded. And there's always some idiot rolling around like that luggage on wheels. Instead of having a backpack, there are these people and they set it down and walk over somewhere and it's right in the middle of an aisle. There's a lot to get irritated by. But last year was horrible because you would go to one place specifically expecting to see them there and they weren't there. And the first day was sort of like a wash. It's like I had all these ideas of what I wanted to see, and so many manufacturers didn't show up. No announcement, no nothing. And SHOT Show left all of those on the app. If they had removed those, it would have saved a lot of time, but they wanted to give the impression that, hey, this SHOT Show is going to be amazing. And it just wasn't. I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed hanging out with you and other people that I know. Enjoyed the people. I like the lighter crowds. I could have done without people barking at me to put a mask on. That lasted one day. And then
less than a day.
Less than a day. But there was the guy by the media room, and I went up to him. I go, "Do you realize what group you have here?" And he goes, "Yeah, he was a big liberal." "Yeah, I know." Like, get all pouty. And I'm like, these are not people that are going to listen to you when you tell them to put their mask on. They're going to say, "Okay," and that's all I'm doing, bro. He's like, "I know."
Inside the event, people would put it on, walk in, and take it off. And then by day 2, nobody.
By day 2, the mask police, they were just walking around like they're like, this is pointless because we're telling people to put their mask on and they're taking 2 steps and taking it off. I'm not talking 50% of the people. I'm talking 90% of the people.
Right.
And so it was a pretty maskless show. I couldn't imagine going on video. "Oh, I got here is a new gun by CC," and trying to talk through a mask. I mean, those things are.
Yeah, man. Nutty says it's -6 in balmy Little Rock, Arkansas. Oh, man.
Really? -6 in Arkansas in the South?
Oh, Mo Guns, Less Problems, SHOT Show, sad face. Got to tell you what happened. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. I don't like sad faces. That is very cold. Nutty wants to set out some jugs to freeze. I know, man. It's funny. My son has these little plants outside that he planted, and they're all going to die. They're all going to die. Let's see. We got Vanessa Kitty in the chat. What's going on? All right. Blizzard conditions. See, right now it is 26 degrees. For us, that's really cold. And I think overnight it's going to get down to like 18 or 20 or something, which is crazy to me. Bananas.
That's not much different than here.
Ah, yeah, except these people panic. I told you about the grocery store. I mean, the world's coming to an end. Thank God it's not raining. Then it would really, like, if it snowed, it's over out here. Yeah, you know, it'd be too dangerous to drive on the street because you have all these nut jobs. But so, what are you going to review next, Dan? What else? You got a top 10 channels that steal content?
I do have ideas. I do have some time off now, and so I came up. I just texted myself a bunch of ideas. I haven't done this in a long time. Usually something comes to mind and I have an idea, and I ran all these series, so when I had low ideas, I could pull something up for a series that I was running. I let a couple of those go. But I came up with 10 ideas that I don't give it away in the title or the thumbnail. So it creates a little bit of anticipation as to what it is. And I can check my phone, but I'll give you a few if you want.
Yeah.
I got a couple ideas here.
I got some good ones, man. I got 2 good ones. I was talking to my buddy Dale in the chat, and he had a great idea, and I'm gonna do it. It's really, I've never seen anybody do it yet, so I can't wait. Thank you, Dale.
What's a popular rifle round that nobody talks about?
17 HMR.
No. Everyone needs to experience this at least once.
Twins in the Bahamas. No.
How about this one? I'll give you one more. And this I know a lot about. Car Arms deserves more respect.
They used to have the best print ad. They used to have the print ad of that really cute girl, the silhouette with her and the gun, the pistol. I actually had a poster of that, and I thought it was amazing.
Now, when we talk about single stack 9s, the car PM9, that literally led the way. And now nobody wants the single stacks.
Mm-mm.
But the build quality, have you shot a Car Arms?
Yeah.
Yeah, the build quality, even with their budget series, is really strong. And there are a lot of rumors going on out there. I want to dispel and talk about it and explain why they deserve more respect in the gun world.
We have a question from Joe Morris. Dan, what 2 guns are you selling to fund a GP100?
Well, I already sold a Gear Sound Regard. Sold that for $300. And I'm selling the Arex Delta Gen 1 because I picked up the Gen 2 that's optic ready and modular and has additional features that the Gen 1 doesn't have. So
Right.
I listed the I got zero feedback on that. I put it up for $300, figuring somebody will offer me $260 and I'll just take it. I didn't get one contact back for that.
You know, I reached out to those guys at Arex. Nothing.
You have to go to Global Ordnance.
Oh,
You're not going to get it from Arex.
I went to their Instagram and I was hitting them up.
Go to Global Ordnance Instagram.
Oh, okay. AAA says, pretty soon Dan and I are going to be sitting in the tropics and y'all are going to be in the freeze area. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Mo Gunn says, super annoying, still going back and forth with them. The first time I signed up for SHOT Show, I did have to go back and forth a couple times, but now they just automatically send you a renewal.
Yeah, once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Mo, did you book hotel and flight already?
I got a free hotel.
Did you?
Yeah, my buddy, he's like, hey, I'll be in Vegas. I'll just get you. He's like a high roller, not a high roller, but he goes a lot and he leaves a lot of money, I guess. I don't know. So him and his girl, they're like, yeah, we'll just get you a room. So I'm all right, sweet. Not at that hotel, but it's across the way. But it's free.
How far are you walking?
Not that far. Here, what hotel is it? I'll tell you. Let's see what hotel it is. I'm excited. Where is it?
While you're looking that up, I'll tell people I stayed at a place called Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is basically a motel. It's a motel. It's a 3-level motel. And people consider it dumpy. It's outdated. But I will tell you, it's a 3/4 of a mile walk to the Venetian. And the food there is amazing. And so this year I got flight and hotel for 4 nights, $360. And you don't get that crazy resort fees that just bump up everything. It was like $8 a night or a day for resort fees. And there are some of those already included. So I'm going to owe like $20 when I get there. Phenomenal. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm going to Mardi Gras, and there's always room and good internet.
So I got a room at Harrah's, which isn't too far, and they also don't have a whole bunch of resort. The older hotels don't have all the resort fee stuff.
So that's in the old area.
It's not too far away. It's like,
so you're less than a mile.
Less than a mile.
You know, one year I was 3.25 miles away. And I tell you what, when you're on your feet all day, and then you got this heavy backpack with a computer in there and a camera, and you walk 3.25 miles to get back. This is like before Uber was a thing. It probably was a thing, but I never had that app. I was just like, screw it, I'm walking. Man, I tell you, that was rough. But if you're a mile or less, you're good.
Not for me, man. Mike ankle was on fire the last show. Nutty 357 says he shot an AR for the first time a few days ago. Congratulations, man. Surprisingly smooth. His son bought one.
Cool.
Nice. Drop it like it's Scott, a Floridian YouTuber, says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, man.
So I wonder if Nutty shot it and it was just laughing at all these liberal politicians that say how much recoil it has.
Yeah. You know, I had a buddy shoot an AR the other day, and he's like, man, that thing really kicks. I'm like,
Really?
Please don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Scott. I appreciate you, bud.
Thanks, Scott.
Joe Morris says the Keltec PF9 was my first single stack Micro 9. Served me well, but no fun to shoot.
You know who else it served well, Joe?
You.
George Zimmerman.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Did he turn out to be a whack job?
Yeah. I was pulling for him all along.
If he just kept his mouth shut, he'd be all right.
Well, if he didn't beat up his wife either. I mean, he really did some things afterward that, like, it's like, I defended you, man. You used your gun in self-defense. I mean, they made it a race issue, which it should have never been like that. And I defended him. But then after, he did things that were indefensible.
Yeah. Scott, yes, we will be at SHOT Show. Of course. We'll never miss it for the world.
Scott, if you happen to see me, you're not allowed to say, boy, you look taller on camera.
You were like,
I get that all the time when someone meets me in person. Like, boy, I thought you were like 6 feet tall. Oh, I can see that you're not, huh? No, I'm not.
Oh, look at this. Will says he used to have a condo in Vegas. Yeah, I wish. My sister has a timeshare, but it's about 7 miles away. She goes, you can use it. I'm like, no way. That's just too far.
One of the best places I ever stayed was this beautiful. It was a timeshare, and I had this all to myself. This huge room, 2 bathrooms, an awesome hot tub and pool and everything. They shuttled, basically dropped you right off at the front door. It was amazing.
Texan 65 says Fremont Street is fun. It is fun. Fremont Street really is an experience. There's a YouTuber. All he does is go to Fremont Street. He sits in this little cafe and live streams for a couple hours a night. Thousands of people watch.
Does he go to the show?
No, he's just a guy. He just lives in Vegas and he just live streams Fremont Street. Yeah. Not everyone says that, Dan. I did it when I met you.
No, that's right.
That's right.
Thank you. Hey, you know what I cracked up on? I was talking to Fluffy as we were walking through Rural King, and on your Rural King video, there's me in the background. I was messing around, and I'm like, yeah, I met the guy at SHOT Show. I really don't like him. And
yeah,
that was great.
I left that in.
I know. I was cracking up.
I was like, hey, I'm right here.
You go, I'm recording right now. Does it seem like we care? that was hilarious.
It was funny. Look at this. Triple H with another super chat. Bro, you don't have to, man. I'm gonna start calling you money bags, Triple H. Last little bit, 223. Truly appreciate both of you. I appreciate you, man. You've been with the channel from day one. And if it wasn't for you guys, and I'd have to go hang out with my family. Nice. So yeah, I have a couple reviews coming up. I've got a couple interesting ideas. I kind of took a few weeks off. I have some family things going on. And with the holidays too and work. So it's just been, things should be picking up pretty quick.
And one thing that I don't know if you feel this way, but I have to be in the right state of mind to actually turn a camera on, especially if I'm going to stand in front of it. Like sometimes I have to gear myself up a little bit, where it's like, am I doing this just to make a video, or am I doing this because I'm passionate about the subject? And there have been several times I said, my motivation right now is just to do a video, put the camera away, because it's like, it's going to show. And if your motivation is just to do a video to get clicks, then you're not a good YouTuber. And so I had to train myself when I say, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something just to get a video out there. I stopped that many, many years ago. And I said, if I'm not sincerely passionate about what I'm going to talk about, and you don't have to be over the top, but just something that you feel strong about, whether it's a review or a topic or whatever, a 2A issue, I have to gear myself up sometimes and say, you know what? You know what you want to say. You're not motivated to do it right now. Give it a couple hours. See,
Yeah.
like I think some people think we just turn on a camera and then there we go, boom, we upload it on YouTube. It is really hard when you're staring at that little red light that says record, and it could play with your mind a little bit.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough, man. There's some days where I just don't want to do it. Like I have the this bag review. All I have to do to finish this video is to do one close-up shot of the interior. And I didn't do it. It's almost done. I just need one close-up shot, and that's it. That's it. Joe Moore says Smash Time got trolled by Hickok 45 one time in a gun video. Yeah, I'll post that one right now. That is a funny video. I was reviewing that True Prep, and Hickok was in there, and we talked for a little bit. Then he was like, "Hey, go do your video." So as I'm doing the video, he sees me turn the camera on. He's talking to some vets that had come in. He looks over and he sees me. So he starts walking behind the camera. He picks up an axe and starts looking at an axe and all that stuff. And then when I had to cut it and go to a different part because I was trying not to laugh. And then he goes, "I was just messing with you." Scott says he started to write scripts for better flow. You should always have some kind of outline or script. For me, anyway, it helps me. Dan doesn't have a script because he actually knows what he's talking about. When you know what you're talking about, scripts are kind of voluntary.
But there's also the flip side of that. Sometimes when you just talk and you're not loaded with a bunch of because you're nervous because it's just you and the camera, and you just talk, in my eyes, it comes across a little more genuine, like we're two people talking.
Right.
And that's what I try to achieve is I want to be me, just regular me. Now, I have to admit, there is a stage voice that goes on. You know
what? No,
you have to, or you're imagine why you turn on the news and people are like, "Oh, not this crap again." They go, "Hey, welcome to the news," and they do all this stuff. There is a stage voice,
a little bit
that is enthusiastic and pumped up, but it can be genuine too. I'm not saying it's phony, because if you are passionate about it, you want to share that message in a passionate way. So I think a script, and not an actual script. I think what he means are talking points, and that certainly can help to write that down. But I just like the genuine kind of conversation here. You
know what I didn't have for the Cossaint videos? I thought I need a script, but after shooting them and learning about them and really knowing those guns, I didn't need a script.
Yeah.
For the there's some guns, obviously I'm not an expert on, that you do kind of need an outline. You don't want to forget something, because a lot of it's important.
Yeah.
But all my stuff's pretty high level. I'm not that kind of reviewer. Gort says, "Did you call out Hickok for looking shorter in his videos?" No. You're standing next to a legend. You don't try and... I made that mistake joking around with Such. He got really mad at me. He got really offended.
Is he short?
No, I told Such, I go, "So you start all your videos shooting, but I never hear any dings. Are you actually shooting something?" He goes, "Look here, buddy. Look here, buddy. You think I've been doing this long? I'm not actually shooting at a target." I'm like, "I'm so sorry, man." He was friendly about it, but
well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know, but I should probably, introduce myself before I just immediately start talking smack to people. But I thought it was funny. Dan has a very valid point. The more personable you are in your vids, the more welcome it is for us, in my opinion. I think so also.
Well, because if you're too stuck to a script, you become a little robotic, where it's like, oh, now move on to this because I don't want to. And when you're robotic, then you lose that passion. And I'm a believer that the world needs more passion. Like we're passionate about certain things, but we don't always come across as passionate. And now in this stupid, crazy world we live in, we see all the passion on the left, where they're passionate about bands or passionate about this, and we sit back and go, "Huh? Well, I'm gonna do a gun review anyway."
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Dan, the left doesn't really procreate as much.
Well, they're killing their babies too, probably.
I know it's a weird subject, but if it wasn't for the thousands of millions of people coming over the border, I think the left would be voted out within 2 cycles.
Depends if there's mail-in voting. Mail-in voting.
Fresh votes coming in. Dan coming with the pointers. Go, Dan, go. Mo, don't tell me that he's going to get all big headed now.
Oh, you like that, huh? Well, let me tell you what else I think.
Amen, Dan. Cam takes a lot away from those trying to show how they feel. Yeah, man. I don't know. So when is Dan coming to Texas? That's a good question. After SHOT Show, you're going to come down, right? April?
Well, that's what you told me I had to do. I didn't know that my dad was reincarnated into you.
No, come down in April, man. We'll have a meet and greet. We'll have a whole bunch of guns. We can knock out reviews after review after review.
Nah, I don't like people.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's so funny. So when I went to Michigan, Dan's like, yeah, we'll probably do about 7 or 8 videos. What? I do like 2 videos max. He's up there knocking out video after video like it's nothing. And I'm humming and stuttering, trying not to freeze my butt off. Hola, ¿qué pasó? Carolina EDC Reviews. What's up, buddy? He's going to be at SHOT Show. Mo Guns, come on.
Come with it, Dan. What does that mean?
It means come down. Come down.
Oh, he's down there with you.
Nutty says eliminate mail-in voting. Yeah. Mail-in voting is terrible. It's such an insult to people, their intelligence.
Well, it takes any integrity out of the system. And it's loaded with fraud.
And how they say, oh, well, people in the inner city, they don't know how to get driver's licenses. They don't know how to get an ID. Are you serious? You're going to insult. Oh, you go to bed?
You know what insults me? Signature validation, verification.
Hold on.
Who's the one? Oh, hello.
She just wants to pop in the camera, try and steal some of my shine. Good night.
I want to know who the person's going to go through all those signature verifications. That's such a joke. Well, we validify the signatures. No, you don't. You pass them on one after another just to go home early. Hey, I don't buy that signature verification crap.
Oh, Dale is offering up. Dale has a house. He just bought a house, but actually the house he bought has like a house in the back that's empty that he just, finished out. See, you got your own little place.
Dale.
Dale's cool. He's good people. Smash, does the Texas barbecue as good as everyone hypes it up to be? Yes. Now, the Mexican food in Michigan, not that great.
My favorite place. But I had to agree with you. It was a little soggy.
So Dan's like, hey, man, let's go get some food. We'll get some Mexican food. I'm like, I love Mexican food. In Houston, in Texas, there's Tex-Mex, and then there's Mexican food. Most of it's Tex-Mex. So we go to this place, and it looks amazing, like impressive. And the food was okay. It was edible. It was pretty good, but it wasn't like amazing Mexican food. Dan, if you come down, I'm going to take you to some of the best barbecue, some of the best Mexican food. Your tortillas are going to fall off. I mean, they are amazing. I mean, I I was born and raised in LA, so I eat a lot of good Mexican food, like real Mexican food. And out here, there's a few places that are spot on, absolutely spot on. But nice. Yes, The barbecue is just as good. Bill says, question, if two Democrats get a divorce, are they still brother and sister? Maybe not in Oklahoma. That's a terrible joke. Mail-in ballots were for military and people working overseas. That's what they should have been.
Yeah, and the elderly and the shut-ins and the disabled. That was it. Now they dumb that down so any illegal can vote.
Right.
And you literally can go from precinct to precinct to precinct because there's no record. You know, what's to stop somebody from mailing in their vote and going and voting in person?
Ballot harvesting. Unless the conservatives start ballot harvesting themselves, they're never going to win another election. Will has a good point. Texas barbecue is the best. Amen. Also, Mexican food is Texas is legit. Amen. Midwest, not so much. And he goes, and this is a very good point. Even tacos at gas stations in Texas are better than anything in the Midwest. Out here, there's so many gas stations that have little taquerias in them, and the food is so good. And you're at a gas station.
Well, the Midwest is a big area. That's a tough statement to verify. I mean, you know, we've got Mexican Town in Detroit where it's very
but by the time they get from Mexico to Detroit, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, they're here and more are coming, just like everywhere else. But that's a different topic. I mean, but to say the Midwest, that's a big area. Like, what's that? 5-6 states?
Yeah. Well, Will is a refugee from the Midwest, so.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I tell you what, Will, I was telling Smash today, I'm making my way out of Michigan. I'm looking to do that within the year.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Michigan's such a beautiful state, but their politics, I don't see it getting any better.
No.
You know, Whitmer up there is crazy.
She won by 10 points. I'm not buying it, but we do have that mail-in voting. We had 3 proposals. I voted against all 3. All 3 passed easily. And they were very, very liberal.
Yeah, it's terrible. Will, do me a favor. Will, look up Mr. Tacos and Tequila. Is it in Conroe? I think it's in Conroe. This place, it's a Mexican restaurant called Mr. Tacos and Tequila up in Conroe, Texas. It's about an hour north of my house. What this place is doing around all these white people, I have no clue. But none of those people up there know how good they have it. This is the most authentic Mexican food I've ever had. It is delicious. And it's in the middle of gringo capital. I don't get it, but it's delicious. We'll drive an hour to go eat there. It's that good. It is that good. I'll drive an hour to get those tacos. Easy. Easy. So good. Will, you got to try it, man. Mr. Tacos and Tequila. Oh.
He lived in Illinois. I couldn't imagine living there. That makes Michigan look conservative. Illinois does.
Yeah, well, he moved to Texas now. Thank God.
Indiana's a good place to live.
You know, I'm sure there's pockets. That have pretty good food, but I mean, when you just consider, I mean, you can go to a gas station in Houston, Texas, anywhere, and get a really good taco. It's hard to beat, man. I mean, the food here is pretty good. Ross says Michigan is screwed. I want to move so bad. Ross, you should move. You should move to Michigan. You should move to Ohio.
I'm moving, Ross. I already got my area picked out. My wife and daughter are on board. They're excited. We just have to get my daughter through high school, and I can't live under this. And you said it best. Michigan is screwed.
Yeah. Mo Guns. Let's see. No Smash. You got to go to the Hood on Beech Nut and get some Maria's taco truck. Ooh, that's really good. I love it. I love 2 a.m, the greasy taco trucks where you buy the $2 tacos with cilantro all over it. You're hoping it's beef. Could be anything, but it's delicious.
Hey, Smash, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
We started out this chat talking about guns. We talked about fake reviewers. We talked about your time in Michigan. But once we started talking about food, we're getting more comments, and everybody has something to say about the food. What kind of show you run in here?
Man, I tell you what, people are passionate about the food and where it's from.
They really are.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like Buc-ee's. When Buc-ee's was just a Texas thing, I went there today. You know what I had? I had an amazing pulled pork sandwich from Buc-ee's. Delicious. You know why? They were chopping it up as I walked in. He put it in the bun. Here you go, sir. It's the best. I think it was $6. $6, best $6 I spent.
Whoa,
delicious. Absolutely delicious. Oh, look at this. We got a celebrity. VSO Gun Channel. What's up?
What's up,
I
Curtis?
will hopefully see you at SHOT Show also, sir. I will drop whatever I'm doing when he posts a vid because they are so funny. He did a comment today about some sick jerk going to his gym, sneezing all over the equipment, so he had to leave before he got sick, which is just plain rude, man. If you're sick, don't go to the gym. Don't go out, Don't be sneezing all over people.
Curtis, I'm coming to your state. I'll be on the opposite side of you, but I'm coming to Ohio.
Nice. Man, I would like to have hooked up with Kurt when I was in Ohio. That would have been a lot of fun. Let's see. I like to eat. Best tamales I've ever had is in Dallas. Yeah, I've had some really good food in Dallas too. Yeah, San Antonio. So good. So good. Well, heck, man, I don't want to keep you any longer. My daughter's asleep. I got to go. It's my time to do story time with my son. They are so excited for Santa. And it's when they're at this age, it is the best. If you got little kids and it's Christmas time, it's so much fun. It really is fun. It's more fun for me than him, I think. But Dan, I thank you for taking time out of your day to come on, man. I know everyone's kind of hunkered in. You guys, please all be safe, stay warm. Let's do a temperature check in Spring, Texas. Now, remember, this time last year, it was 68 degrees, and right now it is 23 degrees with 24 mile per hour winds. So we are not used to this weather. It's pretty cold.
It sounds like all the electrical cars are making its impact on global warming.
Yeah. Global climate change.
Yeah. It must be the electric cars. Global warming now stopped.
Yeah. I'm going to do another show probably between Christmas and New Year's. I hope to have all you guys back in the chat. Curtis, it's so good to see you in the chat, brother. And it's 45 in Ohio. What? How is it 45 in Ohio?
Ohio's the place to be, I'm telling you.
Curtis,
I'm in the Columbus area all the time.
God, we're freezing our butt off down here, because he's on the east side of Ohio too, right? Yeah, you're on the east side.
He's got to be close to Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania got some strange folks. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate you coming on. Any last parting words for our guest?
No, enjoyed hanging out with everybody. The comments were great. I appreciate you inviting me on your show. It's always fun. I enjoy it. Enjoy talking to you. And I look forward to seeing more of what you have to offer, as well as some of these other guys that say they're going to be at SHOT. Not long before we'll meet there. Hopefully we'll see. Big area, but certainly enjoyed it. And I hope everybody has a great night.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time.